Coming at you from the OLR podcast studio.
It's really more of a basement.
Coming to you from the OLR basement studio.
But it's still a podcast.
Coming to you from the podcast basement studio.
Yeah, but you still need to say OLR.
Coming to you from the OLR podcast basement studio.
Oh, that's way too many words.
Coming at you.
That's not enough. You still need to say OLR.
Let's just start. It's OLR. Welcome to the show. We are recording.
Oh.
Bam. You gotta come in hot.
Your energy is hot.
You gotta come in hot, really. You know, you just gotta come in hot sometimes.
Because we flatlined last week, so we got to come in hot this week.
You gotta just, come in shooting the guns off.
Go ahead. You're doing a great job of shooting them. Introduce our guest and stop being weird.
I like that 7 minutes prior to that entry, there was about 5 words.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You got to save it for the show. You got to save up all your energy and just let it all out in the first minute 28, and then
So we're done here.
we're done here. Let's go home. Thank y'all for coming, Josh. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, happy to be here. Thank you.
Much talked about since 2016 when we started. Never been on yet.
That's not true.
The third amigo.
Never been here.
Never been here. That's right.
Yeah, you called in once.
That's
didn't
right.
I did.
You? Yeah.
The third amigo, Josh Kennedy. What's up, buddy?
Not much.
Glad you're here.
No relation.
None whatsoever.
Well, a little bit at this point.
Yeah. Not at the time. Not at the time. Only person I ever liked at Tech had my last name.
That's probably why you gravitated towards him at first, right?
No, it was those beautiful eyes.
Oh, yeah.
His nice smile, his infectious personality, his nice toes while wearing flip-flops.
A lot of that's the opposite of me.
You have the cringiest toes.
The worst. The worst in the world.
Every man have all
Hairiest toe knuckles you ever seen.
Whoa, pulling it in.
Get it in there.
Coming in there.
Hairy toe knuckles.
A lot of okay. Probably enough time spent on toe knuckles. Probably just ton of time.
Let's just keep going on it, though.
Yeah, nah.
I mean, we can get
Nah.
17 minutes on dick. Surely we can.
Get 5 on toe knuckles. Sure.
Why not?
It's a recurring theme. People want to know why we want to talk about penises.
I don't know why. So last night when I got home from your house, my little boy was still awake. Camden was still wide awake whenever I got home last night. Worried to death about where I'd been and that I was alone, and he was worried about it. He said, where were you? I said, I was with my friends. He said, what was their names again? I said, well, Dustin, and Josh. He said, yeah. He said, did y'all go eat? I said, yeah, we went and ate. He said, where did you eat though? And I told him. He said, well, who cooked your food? I said, well, I don't know the guy. It was the guy back in the back. He said, and you didn't ask his name? I said, no, I didn't think to ask who the guy was that was cooking my food, but he did a good job.
How do you know you weren't there?
I don't know. And he said, what did your friends talk to you about? I said, well, all kinds of things. Our families, our kids, old times, and this and that. We built a set of steps and this and whatever. He said, but what did Dustin say to you?
Oh.
I said, I don't know, buddy. Just a bunch of things like I just told you. He said, but what did Josh tell you?
Oh.
I said,
at least the heat was on Josh for a second. I got concerned somebody found him in a pair of earbuds. He'd been listening to the podcast.
I told him, I said, just those same things. He goes, well, I'm glad you're home. Well, thank you, buddy. Thank you. I feel like I just talked to my dad for a few minutes about being out all night, being out too late.
Camden, all I need to know is, am I grounded?
That's
am
what
I
I was
grounded,
thinking.
Camden? I don't know.
Can I have supper before I go to bed tomorrow night? Is that what are we doing here? I don't quite understand.
What chapter of my book are you on right now, Camden? Son.
He's a sweet little boy. He's worried about his daddy. I was possibly in trouble. I don't know.
It's been a good weekend catching up. We've been together
All
Three.
weekend.
3 straight days. We have not even seen our wives. Josh has seen his wife on FaceTime, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I've not seen mine just in short spurts other than her going to dinner with us last night. Carrie was already asleep when you got home.
No, cuz Camden was awake. So was she.
I didn't know if Camden partied by himself.
No. Gosh, no. Not that late.
We don't trust Bayless to party by himself. I didn't know if y'all did.
Oh, I would trust him too. However,
that's the difference.
However, at that late night, if he's awake, somebody else is too. Somebody else gets to stay up with him. You got somebody talking to on the phone over there?
Yes.
Okay.
I just sent a text. I mean, we got an extra head over here. It's a 3-way conversation. I'm sorry for typing back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I agree. We've seen enough of each other for
3 days.
For 2 years again.
Yeah.
We hadn't seen each other since my mama's funeral 5 years ago. That was the last time all 3 of us been together.
Right.
Seen Josh, for a short trip 2 years ago for Jason Eady concert in Knoxville.
Yep.
Last time we'd seen each other. So we got old. We got old is what's happened.
It don't work the same. Like my body doesn't work the same as it used to. I can't. Not only can I not hang, I can't stay up late apparently because I feel hungover just from staying up late.
Yeah.
12 o'clock. I got home at 12 o'clock that first night, and I've not felt right since. I just feel like shit.
That's about right.
Yeah.
Josh looks phenomenal.
Oh, my God.
Looks ripped and shredded, and here you are, lost
30 pounds.
30 pounds again, and
I'll find it back, though.
I don't know if ripped and shredded is.
You look good.
Yeah. Kara said, "How's Josh?" I said, "Oh, he looks great." She said, "Well, I asked how he was, not what he looked like." I said, "Well, I don't know. The first thing I noticed when he got out of the truck was he looked good." And that's
You
why.
look great.
Yeah.
You look great. And like I said, you've dropped 30. I look like, Humpty Dumpty.
Mine will come back. I can feel it starting already. I can feel it's heading the other direction.
I've been depressed all weekend. Like as much as fun as I'm having with my friends, I'm like, God, why am I going to be the fat one? You know how the good looking girls always align themselves with ugly fat girls that look better in the club.
Yeah.
You
did the opposite.
I have found myself being the fat friend. I'm the fat friend. It's a good thing I'm married because I'm the fat friend, which wasn't always the case.
Everybody gets their turn. Everybody gets their turn at being the fat friend. I've had my turn going for so long now that I want to get out of it. I want to get out of the turn. I've been the fat friend for 17 years now, so I'm ready to get out of it.
It was a very short period, but Josh even had that one time where you blew up a little bit, and I didn't remember it till I found old photos the other day.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even remember you ever blowing up like it was just your face, kind of more in your face than it was.
Yeah, I was tapping on 200 for a while.
Yeah,
for a short while.
But you didn't stay that long. I mean, you didn't stay long. That's
I got
why
tired of it.
I had no recollection of it whatsoever, and I was like, gosh.
The thing is, when you're in the middle of it, you don't see it. You don't see it happening.
Yeah,
like,
it's a slow progression. Then one day you just look in the mirror like, wait a minute,
what happened here?
What happened?
Yeah, where did this come from? And it's like you can look,
and then it takes a year or two to get it all off.
You can look at yourself 100 times in that progression, and you don't see it. And then one day it just goes, where did that come from? What is that?
It's sickening. It's sickening, really. Really. Pretty sickening.
Yeah.
Pretty depressing.
Yeah.
Oof.
My
head, that picture you and I took the other night where we were joking around, my head looked like SpongeBob SquarePants' head. It was just squared and just it's out of whack and ugly and awkward, and I'm disgusted.
That's positive self-talk.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. There's nothing positive about my appearance right now.
But you're still pretty.
I appreciate what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
But there's not enough beard to go around to hide these chins. My eyes squint when I smile.
Yeah, when you smile, you close. You can't see anything when you're happy.
I have a Michelin 285, 18 in my midsection. I have cankles. There's not really anything endearing about old DK these days.
What's your personality?
It's shit.
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah, I'm trying to throw trying to throw little pebbles of positivity over your way.
I'm a little moody.
You keep Keep batting them away.
If you hadn't noticed in the last 30 years, I'm moody. To maybe tomorrow when we talk, I'm going to be a ray of sunshine for you. Sometimes I'm just not there.
Up and
like I
down.
need to. Yeah,
Up and down.
Bipolar,
A little bit.
probably. So, pray for my wife.
Yeah.
She has to see this naked. She has to deal with the personality every day.
Yeah.
So
And then periodically.
really, where y'all at? Where y'all at with this? Nowhere on my level. So congratulations for looking good, having good personalities.
Yeah. I was almost 300 pounds one time, though. So
Did you hit 300?
I never got on the scales and saw it, but I would imagine that it was probably there at some point in time. As much as my weight will fluctuate throughout a week now, I'm sure that at some point in time, I bet I didn't catch myself at the peak. I bet I was somewhere in the middle. I bet I peaked over 300 pounds a time or two.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
I need fat friends.
No, you don't. Nobody needs a fat friend. Everybody needs their friends to not be fat.
Everybody need. No offense to you fat people listening.
Yeah.
I like you.
Everybody needs to get healthier, I think is the thing.
That's what you meant to say.
No, I meant to say it like I said it, but
I said what I said.
Yeah.
You said.
well, you take it however you want to, but the meaning is
Get healthy.
everybody needs to be healthier. Yeah.
Okay. Huh. So, no, I put this in. We had this big plan where we were going to just hang out.
Yeah.
Me and Josh, and I told Lucas, and Lucas nailed it on the podcast a few weeks ago. I said, me and Josh, we're going to act like it's 2003 all over again. Lucas, no, you're not. I said,
You can't do that.
yeah, but we are. We are. I said, the building will be done. Lindsay's going to give me my piece. I said, we're going to. I said, you'll be there to keep us straight. And I said, it's going to be 2003, or we're going to throw down. No, you're not. You're mentally, yes, you're going to try.
Yeah.
You can't do it. And it hit yesterday after we all hung out Friday night. So yesterday, Lindsay has a birthday party to go to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all right, day drinking. Here we are. We're gonna have a fun activities. We're gonna do all kinds of fun stuff.
There's so many activities.
Lucas comes down to the house and much needed I need steps to my building. Lucas, being the great friend he is, while me and Josh are thinking, well, how early are we gonna partake today? Lucas said, "Y'all go Lowe's. Y'all go Lowe's." I said, "Lowe's. What else we gonna do?"
Yeah. What else are we doing today?
Nah, I ain't going to Lowe's. I'm not going to Lowe's. It's
Right.
beautiful out.
Mm-hmm.
My wife's not here. My kids ain't here. Nobody's nagging on me. Got a cooler full of cold beer. No, I'm not going to Lowe's.
But you know what we did?
We packed up and went to Lowe's.
That's right.
And then
The day trip to Lowe's.
Yeah, a 4-hour trip to Lowe's
Yeah.
from North Spring.
it's like Bed Bath & Beyond. I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
if I'll have time. We got a really busy day. And it put me in mind, Lucas fake laughed at me because he'd never seen the movie. Because I was like, man, this is because we went to Lowe's. Then we were like, all right, what do y'all want to do now? And we're like, well, I'll just get a burger. Well, I don't really want a burger. So we end up stopping and eating an L-Tap. And we're filling our bellies full of L-Tap. And I said, God, this is like the movie Hall Pass where you get the break away from your wife and they're eating at Applebee's and they're have you seen it, Josh?
No, I haven't seen it.
So they just plan a big, fun, wild night on the town. The next scene cuts and they're in the Applebee's and plates are like piled up on their table and they're all like yawning and it's 9 o'clock. That was essentially us leaving L-Tap at 3.
Oh,
yesterday.
yeah.
It's the difference between early 20s and late 30s.
Yeah.
Mid to late 30s.
Yeah, and we are late 30s now.
Yeah.
Like we're over the threshold of we're mid 30s.
Yep.
But we're on the north, we're on the other end.
Mm-hmm.
We're on the end of the 30s now.
Yeah, we're past midpoint.
You're like 2 weeks away from being
Yeah,
37.
Yeah.
I'm the only one that could still round down and get to 30.
Yeah.
But not for too much longer.
Well,
It depends if you count months.
well, you'd have to because you're right there in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah,
You're just as close to 40 as you are 30.
that's true.
So
Mm.
not really.
But if you round down, if you went by the rounding rules, I could still hit 30.
But I don't think you can round because we're on the second half of the year.
I am.
now.
I'm younger.
We're on the second half of the year.
I'm younger.
Late 30s.
You're there, man.
I
You
am.
just- So we Friday night was fun. We all
Yeah, that was fun.
We all just hung out.
I didn't have that much.
Yeah, it's good to catch up. But then like yesterday, we thought we were gonna have all this stuff Sorry, I got I got something going on in my festival. I was trying to care of. You know,
Baller moves. Yeah.
you know, entrepreneur type shit. You know,
Yeah, important.
Yeah.
important
Definitely
stuff.
important.
So, anyway, we last night Lucas leaves us about midnight.
Last night? No, it was earlier than that.
11.
10:30.
10:30. Yeah. Okay. Oh, was it?
Yeah.
And for everybody that thinks this big picture, like, oh, y'all gonna. This is the thing. When I built my building, right?
Mhm.
When I built my building in the back streets of North Springs, and I'm right in my backyard,
Yeah.
right in my backyard. You know. The thing is, like, you can get out there and have a good time.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
you can turn some music on,
Yeah.
having a good time.
Throw
Then,
some darts.
then like you hit that peak, or like used to, you'd be at the apartment, right? You'd be at the apartment drinking, and like, oh,
You
what's
hit your peak.
now? What? Oh, we're going to Cotton Eye Joe.
Now we're wandering. Now, let's go wander.
Let's go
now.
wander. Let's get out and ramble a little bit.
Mhm.
What's next, North Springs? There ain't. It's like,
You get out of the building. You go in the house and you go to sleep.
yeah, I'm like, we can. I don't know, there's a picnic table out here. We
You
can go. We
sit at the picnic table.
change the setting up a little bit. We can go outside
There's
for
a
a minute.
basketball goal. You want to shoot some hoops?
I just it hit me about 11:30 last night that I spent a lot of money on a hangout that I'm not going to get to utilize with friends that often. And when we do, we better damn well enjoy it because there's no plan B other than sitting in that damn building,
Uh-huh.
you know? And we hit that, and I was like, well, I mean, we can hit a back road. He's like, nah, man, I'm kind of just enjoying. We were just listening to music
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Which is
It's
it's a
fun.
pretty good time. You know.
We just kept flipping back and forth. He'd find a song, I'd get a song. But we were solid when we were sitting on the bar stools. And as soon as I hit that couch, I was like, I'm going to get comfortable. Man, my ass is hurting. Out.
That comfortable is the
No.
problem. Yeah.
Yeah. Those
So-
couches are comfortable.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
A little acoustic music going on, flipping through.
Josh like, man, just go to bed.
No,
Yeah.
I was like, no, brother, I'm good. I'm good. Then
It's 12:15, 12:17. Dustin, go to bed, man. No.
Yeah. Look, Dustin, I'm getting ready to go to sleep, and you're sitting on my bed right now. So get up, and go to bed.
12:30 lights are out. Everybody.
Yeah.
I was even telling him stories, like as we were watching videos. I was trying to, had a story for everything like I
Yeah.
do always in my life, which is annoying. And I hate that I'm that way. By the way, I wish I didn't have a story for every single thing that happens ever. I've got a story.
Especially when you're listening to music.
Yeah. I'm the guy.
And you miss the entire song.
I'm the guy that I
I
hate.
wanted to hear that.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I'm the guy that I hate.
Right.
If,
Oh,
if
yeah.
role reversed, and I'm trying to teach somebody, there's nothing worse than be like, "Oh man, hey, look, check this song out. I love this. I love this song." Hey, that reminds me of that time we were up there in Lexington at that show. Then 2 minutes and 35 seconds. Hey, jackass. Yeah. Thank you for your Lexington story.
Did you hear that part of the song?
You just missed the whole song I'm trying to teach you. I'm that guy.
You
I
know-
can't stop myself from being that guy.
That's
I hate myself sometimes.
that saying that I've said a bunch of times. There's something about that guy I don't like about myself. That's I don't remember who said it. Don't remember where I heard it. Boy, it's perfect. Almost everything that aggravates me about somebody else is something that I don't like about myself.
Yeah, I'm the worst. But
But it is what it is. There was a bunch of songs that was playing on the. I forgot that I used to get all my new music from doing things like that. Like you'd hear a new song that somebody come up with or had found, and then you add it to your playlist, and then all of a sudden you get introduced to a whole new group of music. That, hey, I can start listening to that. That's pretty good. I hadn't done that in so long that I'd forgot. Hey, there's no music out there. I got to look, and I've not had a new song since like 2016 added to my phone.
Yeah.
That Whiskey Myers, there was a bunch from him that was really good. There was one guy that we listened to that come on that I can't even say his name. Is while we were building the steps, I peeked in and saw his name, but then I forgot who it was, and I can't find it.
I took a bunch of screenshots of it when me and Lindsay were hanging all this stuff out in the building. Like I was like, oh, that's a good song.
Oh, just snap a picture
Yeah,
of them.
just snap a picture of it and go back and look that person up or whatever.
That's
It's the best
good,
way
yeah.
to find new music. 10 to 15 years ago, you didn't have that. Like,
Yeah.
That's why you listen to the same old stuff. That that
And
was
then-
mainstream
What were we listening to? What was the
whiskey. It was Whiskey Myers.
No, I mean the what was the
Pandora.
Pandora? Okay,
So I mean, Pandora's been around. Yeah,
Yeah,
for a
we
long-
used to-
it's been around.
used to use it. Yeah,
But like when we were in college, you knew you knew what you knew. You knew the old time classic country,
Mm-hmm.
and then you would pick up on some stuff. It was slowly starting to come around. You could find it on different avenues, but there wasn't like YouTube wasn't as prevalent.
Right.
You know, Pandora wasn't a thing. So like, you know, you better believe you had the same 5 CDs, and that's why we listened to a lot of mainstream crap country.
Because there was no way to get the other
you
stuff.
didn't know there was better stuff out there, but things about Pandora, you just find an artist you like, and then there you are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you find
Whiskey Myers Radio, and then a bunch of good music comes on.
so. What you got anything else?
No, not really. Not really. We've covered so many topics over the last 3 days that I feel like we should have started the podcast 3 days ago.
So I should just got you and came here.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, just started recording.
So instead of the building, we should have just been sitting.
You should have been sitting here for 3 days. Yeah,
But then we wouldn't have gone to Lowe's.
that's true.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have went to LTAP. We would have figured out what queso fundito was.
Yeah, Lucas ordered.
You know, with the word queso in it, you would think it would have melted cheese, like the queso cheese that you get.
It had that.
It
did.
had
And all the fundito.
It had all the fundito in it.
The most painful trip to LTAP yesterday. Josh was really the only one that had his stuff together. You
Yeah.
ordered the basic, just a
Fajitas.
fajitas.
Yeah.
Just basic. Knew what he was getting. Water, fajitas.
Yeah.
Lucas says, I'm gonna get. Can I get some more chips? Because I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get some cheese dip.
Yeah.
So what did you actually order?
Queso fundito.
Okay, more on that later.
Yeah.
I said, man, I ate this taco in Gatlinburg. It was really good. I haven't been able to replicate it since. I don't know what it is. It was kind of like a soft taco and a hard taco mixed together. I don't think LTAP's got that. I'm gonna try to find it.
Yeah. And then what's a tostada? You know.
What's a tostada?
Right.
The guy had his mask on, so I really
I couldn't understand him.
couldn't really understand it.
It's so loud.
What did I even tell you guys? I said, I'm going to ask what a tostada is,
But I'm not going to get it.
but I'm going to end up getting tacos.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Which a tostada is a flat taco.
That's what we found. Yeah, that's what he did.
Finally understood.
So why I'm playing the role of Lindsay here because she always does. Gets like, well, you know, I'm just going to get something new. Then she hates it. Why didn't you just get a taco loco or a chimichanga and be done with it? I don't know. Been fine.
Mhm.
I'd loved it. But I got these dry ass tacos that were okay. They're okay. At least I knew what I was getting.
Mm-hmm.
Lucas over here gets a whole entree
Yeah.
of
And which I try to give to somebody else because I think that can't be what I ordered because that's in my head. In my head, that's not what I ordered.
Oh, I thought he got it all wrong. There was no bowl of queso.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, this has got to be
That's the wrong
Josh's. This can't even. You need to take this to whoever ordered that. That's not mine.
realistically, if you're wanting, as I told Lucas yesterday, I said, "Yeah, Lucas, you got what you asked for. You got exactly what the menu
Exactly
says."
what I asked
because most people, 99 out of 100, if they're wanting cheese dip, will say, "Hey, buddy, can I get some cheese dip?" They don't order cheese dip fungado
Yeah.
or whatever you said it was.
You know, what the stupid thing is I read it. I read the description, and then in my head, I turned it into something else.
Yeah,
Because I read it. It had a description under it what it was going to be.
cheese dip. Hey, buddy,
It said
cheese dip.
It said melted cheese with poblano peppers and onions. And in my head, I turned that into cheese dip with peppers and onions in it.
Didn't it have meat too, though?
I don't know if it did or not. I
don't
can't
know.
remember.
You offered me all that.
I
to
tried
put
to-
on my dry taco.
I tried to give it to somebody else, but nobody else wanted it.
So from here on out, I told you yesterday, when I go to LTAP, I'm gonna say cheese dip, hold the poblano peppers,
And
onions,
All that other
and whatever
stuff.
the mystery meat was.
If there was meat in it,
Just want cheese dip. That's
just
all I
cheese
want.
dip. Yeah.
That's all you wanted.
That's all I wanted. Because, you know, you can go to Chili's and get the cheese. It's like a cheese dip skillet.
Yeah.
It's actually cheese dip. Kind of thought that might have been what I was heading for. Wasn't.
Just a bowl of cheese to dip your chips in.
That's what I really was after, yeah.
Hold the fundito.
Yeah.
Because we were going to the Bull and Thistle literally
Yeah.
4 hours later.
Yeah. Yeah.
We knew we had another. What? Sometimes, hey Dustin, why are you 255? It's because I ate at LTAP at 3 and ate at Bull and Thistle at 7:30. That's why. Why are you a fat guy? That's why. Because I had a
it.
full taco meal followed by a burger at the Bull and Thistle. Jeez.
Both were good, though.
They were fantastic. Bull and Thistle was really good. So Brandon Howe texted me last night. Go ahead and address the elephant in the room. How I've been treated all weekend.
How you've been treated?
They get on these kicks, guys. You don't understand how smart these two guys are sitting in front of me. My interest level are so narrow and shallow. I like music and sports. If you talked about anything other than girls from 20 years ago, music or sports,
You're on the window on your phone.
I might as well be a mannequin. I might as well be a mannequin in the room. I might as well be on my phone like a teenage girl.
Trying to find good service.
These guys are talking so over my head about smart things. And I don't even get it. And, and is it rude of me? Probably. Because I can't even act interested. Because I'm not smart enough to be in the conversation. Because I can't bullshit my way through a lot of stuff like you can.
Right.
I'm gonna let you guys have it. But realistically, if I rewind back 17 years, ain't that the way it's always been?
Possibly.
Old DK, it's the third wheel. And that's the elephant in the room, right? Brandon Howe sent me a Snapchat last night and said, "Oh, is this the guy that broke
us up?
That Lucas broke up?" I said, "It is.
That's the guy.
That is the guy. That's the old
the
Josh.
guy.
That's the cucumber you've heard about for the last 4 years. Oh man, hey Lucas, you got to meet this guy."
And I've said this 100 times. You remember the first time I ever met you? It was at a musical in 2003.
Oh, yeah.
First off, can I stop you there?
Yeah.
How big of a loser's? Well, not you. How big of a loser was I
That you come back.
that we were 19 years old, a year removed from high school?
Come back to high school.
Hey, buddy, please come to my high school that houses 84 people, and let's listen to some music.
Yeah.
Let's listen to Nathan Purcell sing Garth Brooks.
Yeah. Let's go listen
No
to
offense,
the
Nathan Purcell. It's just the first person I thought of.
high school
Nathan Purcell,
kids.
if you hear this, I'm not making fun of you.
High school kids singing in our gymnasium.
What was the deciding factor to go? I mean, I know you asked me. I went with you.
Probably because I had a girlfriend in high school.
Oh.
That'd be the only reason I'd be there, I would imagine. And then I thought it was cool that I'd drink a whole thing of Jim Beam and go back to my high school, maybe I thought that was cool. I hope I didn't do that night.
Yeah.
I don't remember the music. We didn't do it.
No.
No, we didn't do that. I don't remember
we
it.
did we?
Right?
Surely we didn't.
Yeah. I don't remember that. I don't remember y'all meeting at a musical, really.
Yeah, you brought him back to a musical, and we sat there and watched the musical together.
Held hands under a blanket.
Maybe.
That's been blown out of proportion, so it's a joke on my end now.
Yeah.
It's to the point to where I don't remember ever getting seriously upset about it.
Mm-mm. I wouldn't think so.
I don't think it was awkward until Josh made it awkward at your wedding.
I don't think Josh made it awkward.
I made it awkward.
I don't think so.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
But remember when you called me, you're like, "Hey man, I want to run something past you. Get married. I want you to be part of my wedding. Obviously, you be a groomsman." I'm like, "Yeah, of course." Well, what I was calling is, man, I want to have Lucas be my best man if it's cool. Like, what am I supposed to say? No,
I'm going to be.
my early objection is now. Okay, yeah, Lucas is getting bumped. I need to be the best man. Like, who says that? Obviously it was fine with me because I'm not a female. So why?
It doesn't seem fine.
No.
Now that we're talking about it.
Yeah, 11 years later.
And every day since.
Yeah. It seems like there might have been an issue.
No, well, like I said, I never thought about it. And I'm like, wait, should I be?
Am I now?
Like, I'm looking back. It's like, have I shown signs of jealousy towards Lucas for the last 6 years?
Well, when you stare him down, mainly, when
Yeah.
we're all together in the room.
Yeah. There's that guy again. Can't get rid of that guy.
Doors. We're drinking last night, listening to music, and the door swings open. Oh. Did you text him? 'Cause I didn't. I didn't
invite him.
I didn't text him.
I didn't tell him to show
Oh,
up.
you're here again.
There he is.
I thought we'd get you Friday. Didn't think you'd be here Saturday too.
Every day. Every damn day.
Can't get 5 minutes, can I?
But you got steps.
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked out. Didn't
Yeah.
But no, I just remember saying, have I shown some sort of weirdness that it wouldn't be okay for me to think Lucas could be the best man? Still one of the most fun weddings I've ever been at in my life.
Oh, yeah. What I still remember about that was we were walking down the steps, and, whenever we walked out to do, like, the presentation of the wedding party, we come down the steps, and those steps were, like, really slick for some reason, or my shoes were really slick for some reason.
It was raining. I mean, it
Maybe.
was a downpour that day.
Yeah. And the girl I was walking out with, you could not tell she was nervous at all. But as we were going down through there, I slipped and almost fell down, and she snatched me back up. Like, she picked me back up as I was falling down and stood me back up. And she said, "You can't fall down right now." I said, "All right."
It's not your time.
All right. And then we went on. And I always think, for somebody, she told me, she said, I'm so nervous right now. You couldn't see it other than the fact that she was so stiff and rigid at the point in time that I fell down. She snatched me back up in the air, and I didn't even come close to actually falling down, but my feet were gone.
Yeah.
I thought, how did she catch me? How did she catch me? It's because she was just rigid, nervous as a cat.
Yeah.
Fun wedding though, man. Real fun
You
time.
matched us up personality wise.
Yeah.
That's what you told us. The groomsmen and the bridesmaid, you said you and Alyssa matched everybody up personality wise.
Did a good job too, felt like.
Good.
I almost got a divorce at that wedding before I even got married because the crazy person you stuck me with, crazy personality and fun loving, I guess.
Yeah.
She was like, yeah, because we were being introduced, right? As the wedding party, you all had to do something, you introduced everybody. We're walking down the steps. Well, somebody had done something pretty cool before us. And so the girl, what was the girl I walked out with?
Danielle.
Danielle.
Yeah.
It's a really fun girl. She's like, we can't let them one up us. Like, we got to do something. We'll get down there. I'm like, yeah, well, what are we going to do? She goes, I don't know. We'll ad lib. So I get to the steps. And then she's like, catch me. I'm like, what? By that time, she leaps up in the air, and I'm like, oh, catch her.
Yeah.
And Lindsay's not like this now, but 2009, a little different story. So after I get back to my table, after she gives me the death stare from hell,
Across the room.
from 50 yards away, I get back to the reception table. She goes, nice of you to catch that girl. I went,
What's it going to do? Let her fall?
I mean, Lindsay.
Didn't have much of a choice.
200 people's eyes were on us, and she goes, catch me. I was like, what am I supposed to do? Watch her fall on concrete and kick her down 16 steps? I was like, I don't know what
Roll down the steps, woman.
I don't know what you want out of me right now. It ain't like I said, it ain't like I held her by the hair of the head and laid a kiss on her, then carried her down the steps like we're going to a honeymoon suite. I was like, geez, give me a break here. Did the gentleman thing and not let a girl break her tailbone. It was a fun wedding.
It was a really fun time.
That's when we show
Beautiful wedding, too. Beautiful venue.
That's when you know how redneck I was at the time. When Josh is casual dress for the reception at the beautiful Sun Spear in Knoxville, and everybody else is I'm like, so just casual, okay. So you can't tell a guy who's hanging out with the Cragged brothers wearing their overalls at the time, casual, and I show up in holy Jason Aldean American Eagle jeans, double H cowboy boots, and a button-up shirt.
It was fine. It was fine. I mean, you were underdressed for everybody else in the room, but
if I was going
if you were going to Patty's place,
Hey.
you'd have been good.
That's what you had at the reception?
yeah,
Oh.
I just found the photo the
Not
other
the
day.
reception, the
Rehearsal dinner.
rehearsal dinner.
Yeah, I'm sorry, not reception, rehearsal dinner. Yeah, because everybody else, like Choate's got his nice slacks and dress up. A couple people in like suits.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I made it. That's my personality, right? Instead of just owning it and saying, yeah, I mean, shit. I constantly, the rest of the night, I'm like, yeah, I know, man. I know. Like, I was the one bringing it up.
Bringing it
I could
up.
let
Nobody else.
I was like, I know. I got jeans on. I'm the guy with jeans and cowboy boots
You
on.
looking at my jeans?
Yeah.
I was.
Actually,
It was like
no.
you were looking at my jeans.
Actually, I wasn't even looking at you.
That's just, God, how often I do that to myself.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody would even care that I had jeans on. And cowboy, maybe somebody, right?
I don't even remember that's what you wore. So
I apologize to you 17 times at least that night.
That's not what anybody's going to remember because, like, at my wedding, the only thing anybody remembers about my wedding was how nice those urinals were. So nobody remembers that you had on.
I didn't, but now that you mention it, those were nice urinals.
actually, the reason I don't remember it is because Alyssa was so mad about it. She ripped up all the pictures with the evidence. I'm just kidding.
Threw them all away.
But are you?
I am.
What do you remember most about Lucas's wedding? There's only one answer here. It's not urinals.
Oh, those awful suits is what he's going to say.
It's that we look like the state marshmallow man from Ghostbusters. I put a meme on Facebook not too long ago, and it was Tupac in the Changes video.
Yeah.
The white suit. I think it's Changes. One of the Tupac. I ain't mad at you. One of those videos with the white suit. I said how Lucas envisioned us in our tuxedos for his wedding. What we really looked like, and it was the marshmallow man from Ghostbusters. White ass suits.
Oh, they were a pretty little brown color
But we're white.
whenever I ordered them. and we're white when they come in. This is what I thought we might look like.
That's us.
Yeah, that's not what we got.
That's what we were going to look like with,
That's
ring
not what we got.
jewelry.
Well, so my white, pinkish skin doesn't exactly set off the white suit like that.
Right.
I hate looking at his wedding photos more than I do mine. Like I look. We joked about this on the podcast. This is me new to you, but not new to our listeners. Probably. It looks like my wedding was sponsored by Jinko or South Pole.
They're huge.
It's
the biggest suits I've ever seen in my life.
Looks like Allen Iverson could have modeled our suits for my wedding. I mean, God bless his soul. Fred Smith did the best he could, but
you remember how like back in the day they used to have the shoulder pads.
Yeah.
It looks like everybody had shoulder pads in.
Football players.
Everybody.
You could probably type in 2003 NBA draft suit, and that's what that's what my suits look like. That's what like players just play. I mean, hopefully, I get lucky here, and there's some images of how baggy, like this.
Right here. Who's this?
That's whoever that guy is. That's what our tuxedos looked like for my wedding. That's how much slack was in the pants. Look at that. Not even custom made. It's not.
No,
that guy.
That's straight off a rack.
Hope you made
every one of them. Look at nobody's.
Carmelo Anthony got paid so much money at Syracuse to play that 1 year. He could have probably afforded a better looking suit that fit. Even LeBron.
It's so weird that every one of them, none of them have on like a tailored suit. But that's before anybody's got real money, right?
Well, like I said, they all get paid under the table.
Who is this guy right here?
I really can't. I think it's Corey Maggette, maybe, if he come out that year. So he kind of reminds me of it. He don't stand out.
Most of these guys are retired now, aren't they?
Well,
besides Carmelo
and LeBron.
LeBron.
I don't really remember most of the other players in that class, but so yeah. And I hate Lucas's wedding, other than the suits. Other than I always have women cut my hair, always since I was age 0. I picked the one guy who was a barber that day. I went into the barber shop or to the beauty shop, and he was the one guy working on that Saturday. Because I had such a busy week, I didn't get a chance to get my hair cut. He's like, "Nah, bro, I'm gonna hook you up high and tight." I was like, "Yeah, it's like ones on the side." I can't explain that haircut that I showed up to Lucas's wedding.
He was almost bald, really.
Yeah, it was pretty much no. Yeah, it was all the way up here, like I just come off guard duty.
You look like how AJ used to wear his hair,
right? But it was like
when AJ was losing his hair at 13. Whenever he was getting it shaved all the way up to the sides, so that his crow's peaks or widow's peaks or whatever they call them right there faded into the sides, and he just had that strip of hair that wasn't quite a mohawk, it was a little bit wider. It's kind of what you look like.
I didn't say nothing, AJ. And I have these cowlicks, so it was like really sitting up to the top. It was just bad. And then I messed my beard up trimming, so I had to go in that goatee. I don't look good in a goatee normally. I cringe every time there's a memory photo on Facebook, and it's Lucas's wedding. Because like there's pictures I'd like to share of us three, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing it.
Not that one.
Not doing that one.
I put myself out there enough for this podcast for people to make fun of me for wearing chains and jorts in high school. Not your level jorts, but
so I thought you did all that to get back at him for the white suit.
Yeah. If you're gonna make me wear this, I'm coming in hot.
You're gonna look at this haircut for the rest.
I'm gonna come bad haircut and goatee if I'm gonna have to wear this suit.
Yeah, it was embarrassing. It was bad.
Yeah,
one of my.
But we'll look back when we're. I was gonna say 70, but I'm not making it that far. I would say, let's say 45. We'll look back on it in another 10 years and go, man, that was fun. That was a good time.
You might.
No, maybe not.
Man, I had some nice urinals there, though.
They were the best urinals.
It's clean.
Little urinal trailer, had music playing.
Cleanliness.
Had the UT game playing in it.
Is that true?
Yeah.
That's excessive.
There was people that went back to the bathroom that I've been told later just to check what the ball game score was.
That's true. I didn't. You remember that the TV being in the urinal?
I don't know if I remember that or not.
They just went back to check out the score.
It's a good idea, though.
Yeah.
I usually just ask for one thing out of my porta potties: be clean, remotely clean.
You really don't even have to be that to do its job. It's just nice if they are. That little trailer was real nice. Nice sink to wash your hands in, all kinds of stuff.
You don't even mind taking a number 2 if it's that clean. If there's a game on,
right? Why not? I've had probably 5 different people that's gotten married since then that's called me to ask me where I got those porta potty urinals at since then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You getting a cut now?
No,
All the
I wished I had. I thought at one point in time I ought to make a set of those so that I can start carrying them around. But I waited too long, and now people don't call me about it anymore. So it's probably
Ship has sailed.
the ship has officially sailed.
It's disappointing.
Yeah.
So, trying to think back of what we can and can't talk about on this podcast. I want you to lead us in the right direction of what we can and cannot talk about from our old days. That might be entertaining for podcast fodder.
No,
Nothing. Don't talk about anything. Actually, nothing that we did.
So yesterday we went to Lowe's.
Yeah, with Lowe's, that Lowe's trip. And that's all we can talk about.
Now, how many people have officially worked on your building now?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Takes a village, they say. You know,
8 people.
Takes 8 or 9.
We got it stood up finally.
Told
It's up.
you. James Hatcher framed a lot of it. Dustin Thompson and his son Jackson. He had Jackson. Jackson in 5 minutes knew more than me. It was embarrassing, really. They did all the framing. Daryl and Tommy Cross did the metal. Caleb Stafford did the post on top of the metal after we had to fix the roof. Kenneth McLaren did the paneling in the side, or paneling and the trim work, and Blake did all the
wiring,
and Jamie Whitaker did the ceiling with the metal, corrugated metal. Then you guys did my steps yesterday. And I've just watched a lot of Pandora.
Made sure nobody needed anything.
No, you good?
You need anything?
I did put the insulation in, like the girl that I am. Yeah,
there you go. Stapled it on.
Insulation and painted the floors. Like the floor that's painted completely. That's the side I painted. The one that had.
So you forgot Lindsay. You forgot to add Lindsay in there, so there's 9.
Lindsay painted that one side of the room, except for the edges, and she did a great door. Yep,
did a great door.
Her black heart painted a black door on the front side of the building to match the metal. So the corner post.
Yeah.
So it looks good.
It looks good. It's a good building. A lot of fun. Nice little area.
I like how I said, well, collecting memorabilia is just like something I don't take too serious. And Josh scans the room as every square inch of the building is, and he's like,
completely covered.
Not too serious. Not too serious.
Are you talking an add-on to get the rest of the stuff in the closet on the wall? There's no more wall space.
Josh said, "How about a porch?" Dustin said, "How about another room? Can we put another room on here?"
Yeah. I was telling him yesterday, I was like, I said I had a stand, or not a stand, but a little thing that screws into the wall that displays a guitar. And I've thrown it away somewhere, I think, unless it's in a box of nails. It was just a little bitty box and had a hanger. You put your guitar, and I've got a guitar signed by Stapleton and Shooter, Edie and Wells on it. And I was like, I was gonna put that up. He was, yeah, where are you gonna put it? And I was like, you tell me, Josh. Where can I put it? And he found a spot you could have hung it sideways up on the very top. So I don't know.
I don't know if we'll have enough time.
Maybe
so many activities.
No, I just remember going back. We told the story. So we met, like Josh is one of the few, and I told Josh I need to clarify this on the podcast. I dog that fraternity a lot. And I said I never met anybody other than Josh I really liked. That's not true.
There's been a few other guys.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys that I like. Adam Choate was one that I know listens to this, probably listens that. I said, I need to clarify that to Choate. He's like, you think Choate cares? Choate knows you like him.
Yeah.
But Adam Choate was the guy we hung out with a lot. Couldn't ever pay a tab. Adam Choate was around. Could you?
No.
Good guy, though.
I said he paid the tab everywhere. That's not a knock. But no, good guy.
Yeah.
Good guy. So I never wanted to hear, like guys like him and George Krause and JD, and not that JD's listening to this, but I mean, there was a lot of solid guys in that group.
Is Choate still working for Bulu Box?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Boy,
he did good there. Choate's always been an entrepreneurial type guy, and and on the move. It's really interesting.
Yeah. He's 50. He's 50 by now, isn't he? Is he 50?
I wouldn't think so, but
I thought he was like 15 years older than us then.
I wouldn't.
I'm kidding, Joe. I'm kidding. We passed by, so we did a little nostalgic kick yesterday. We left LTAP and passed by the everything. Passed by the old apartment. Well, not our apartment. We didn't drive to the ghetto. to the 3rd Street apartments. Last time I drove by there,
I went up through there the other day. I had Camden up there. I had picked him up, and he needed to find a place to pee real quick. So we went up there and used the end down there where the trailers used to park.
yeah,
We just drove through just to kind of see the place. Whew. Rough. It's rough now. That place changed a lot.
it wasn't like that when we lived. It really wasn't.
Well, I don't know. It could have been. It really could have been.
Didn't seem like
It didn't seem
Now
it.
looking
No.
back, maybe.
Maybe it
I
was.
think it was just like there wasn't families living up there, and there wasn't a lot of.
Didn't have carpet in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Yeah, actually look back at it.
hmm
There are some telltale signs there. But then the neighbors that was cooking meth next to us. That was
Yeah, that was. I forgot about that.
yeah. Maybe if you're cooking meth, don't call the law on
Probably
us
shouldn't call the
for
cops.
drinking beer.
Yeah.
1 a.m.
Yeah. They did, but
They were sketch. Remember those people? They were a little sketchy.
It would have been like a storage. Somebody stored a bunch of stuff in.
in one of
Yeah,
those.
well,
Yeah.
a meth lab. Yeah, if you mean that as storage.
Okay.
No, I remember it was like an older couple that lived next to us for a little bit.
I don't remember knowing that they did meth. Maybe y'all kept that from me. Protecting.
Yeah, no,
I could have. Didn't want you
I
to.
don't think
They want to
did.
expose you to it.
I think it's just been our running joke. I think we've turned them into.
I don't know. Most of the time, whenever you cover all your windows with aluminum foil and you black out anything else, there's something going on.
Yeah, there's something weird going on.
There's something not.
Did they
normal.
do that?
Yeah, yeah.
No, I remember something like that.
yeah. They'd covered their windows with aluminum foil. So I mean, there was something going on.
Yeah, probably looking
Well,
back
that's
at it.
for energy efficiency.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, sure. Block out all the harmful rays and keep in all the harmful smells.
I didn't.
You don't want to water. You don't want to water down your product. You know what I mean?
Little underage drinking going on over in apartment 11, but God forbid.
These kids are ruining their lives. I'm gonna call the cops on them.
Damn it, Glenda. That was the last line we had.
Good Lord, Linda,
Cook up another batch then, Bobby.
get back in the kitchen, Bobby.
Put your apron on.
Looks like you got some sense.
But the last time I drove up there, they had like a face spray painted on the.
Here's the thing. I lived there. I lived there
mailbox.
longer than y'all did. I stayed a lot longer than I should have. They painted that in like 2000. What year did you leave?
As soon as I could. 2004.
2004.
I did my 1 year.
You was gone by what? 2008,
Yeah, 7.
7.
Yeah.
Somewhere around 2000, late 2007, maybe 2008. They painted that big face on the back side of the mailboxes, and it's been there for 12, 13 years now. Nobody's cleaned it off.
Is it graffiti or like?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, somebody graffitied two big eyes and a big smiling face and nose on the back side of the mailboxes. They just left it.
So let me get this
good. I mean,
straight.
is it like art or is it just like a craft?
No, it's like
Sometimes they'll do the murals and it actually looks pretty cool. But it's,
yeah,
No,
it's
not this one.
single color,
yeah.
one
Stick
single
figures.
stick figure kind of
okay.
scenario.
So let me get this straight. Someone
hmm
can go basically mud bogging up the hillside of a sort apartment,
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
supposedly,
hmm
and
And they
said Damon Wayans, supposedly.
have to clean it off the next day.
Well, the thing is, they got the cops.
Yeah.
They got rewards out for free rent. But if you can find the guy who had a SUV, went bogging on a hillside, but you can graffiti a face,
And nobody
cares.
Nobody cares.
And, or to remove it.
Yeah.
After 12 years,
Yeah.
still there.
After 12, 13 years, still there. Still there. We're just going to leave it.
They ever find whoever done that mud bogging?
I wouldn't think so.
What about the guy that had the National Guard tags that threw all the mud over the apartments? Did you ever find that guy?
I know the guy that talked to the cop that night said he wasn't in there, but they were more than welcome to go look if they could find it.
And what's funny is, it was the guy,
It was him.
the guy that drove the Blazer.
Yeah.
Who's it's not Josh.
Yeah.
We're not trying to subtly
Yeah.
say it was Josh.
Yeah.
It was another one of our friends who
Yeah.
threw mud. He went to the end of the complex, done donuts like he was out in the middle of a field somewhere, and threw mud all on the side of those backside of those apartments.
And then the cop said, "Do you know who done this?" He goes, "I don't know." He said, "I don't know who in here would be in the National Guard." I don't know. You can go in and ask them though if you want to. I don't know who did it.
Same guy who would go through a roadblock when I'm still in high school, and we just left O'Charlie's. And me and the front two driver and the guys in the front two seats, y'all been drinking? No, sir. No, sir. Shine the flashlight in the back as he's holding the bowl of peppermints he stole from O'Charlie's on the way out. Sir, you been drinking? No, sir, trying to quit. As he's 19 at the time, 20, you know. He said, good answer. Let's us go. No, we hadn't been drinking. I mean, we were with no, the other one in the back seat, I can't believe he wasn't. I don't know why he wasn't, but the front seat guy never did drink. So.
It seems like snatching a whole bowl of peppermints is something you do after you've had a few drinks.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
Or just him sober.
Yeah.
That's just him sober. You know, it's just his personality. You know.
I'm going to have all them peppermints.
I think he's the same guy that may have took a bottle of whiskey off the bar at Cotton Eye Joe's one night. Maybe that's another friend of mine. Can't remember. Run with some winners.
Did we do some four-wheeling on the Cavalier at the end of the
Yeah, I remember. I remember taking some. I wasn't actually in there that time, but I do remember you having taken it over a set of bricks.
Allegedly,
that didn't go too well.
Whoever had a Cavalier must have had a dad that didn't want him to get laid. Why else would you buy your son a Cavalier? You don't want him to get female attraction.
It was cute. The tires are easy to change.
Yeah.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah. There's a gas tank that's got a really nice patch in the bottom of it on somebody's Cavalier too.
Yeah, it's here. I sold it here.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, to one of these Cherry kids.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Weld Bond?
Yeah.
Bond?
Yep.
Yep. Luke has been doing me favors for the better part of our life. Need some steps built. Lucas is your guy.
Yeah.
You need your gas tank welded back together because you busted on a rock because it's 2 inches off the ground. Lucas is your guy. Maybe you had a little too much to drink and you're passed out over a stove. Lucas put you in the shower. You know,
that's your guy.
Lucas straighten you out.
That's your guy right there.
Lucas take care of a man.
Yeah. Puke don't even bother me.
Yeah. Glad I grew up.
Yeah.
Mackie telling us he grew up last week.
Yeah.
That was the best story. I had to grow up.
Yep. No, you didn't, Mike.
He has.
Yeah.
Yeah, Josh, I
You
was
quit growing in third grade, Mike.
we were telling that story last night. I was like, yeah, Josh, great guy. Great guy. You know, we pulled over, changed my tire, and he's like, oh, man, it's cool. I'll change the tire. It's understandable. Then berates me 2 weeks later at a party, at a pool party. Telling everybody I couldn't change the tire. Need to get that?
No.
We can pause if you need to.
No.
Okay.
We just told that story not too long ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'd love to hear your version of it, of how you were a great friend on the spot and changed my tire and consoled me and made me feel like, oh man, it's cool that you don't have to change the tire. Maybe I can't believe you don't know how to change the tire, but overall I felt not too bad that I didn't know how to change the tire.
Right.
Then we get to the party a few weeks later. You remember that?
Yeah. No.
You don't remember?
I think that's another story that got blown up. I don't think I berated you.
No. Do I need to tell it?
I'm sure you have like 5 times.
Yeah.
No, we've told it once. We've told it one time on here. It was just you mentioned how it happened, truthfully, and then when it got a pop out of the listeners, when AJ and Brad and Clint thought it was the greatest thing ever. Nah, this dude don't even know how to change a tire. I'm like, really? You're 18 years old from the country. You don't know how to change a freaking tire? See, I changed his tire for him.
So what he's trying to tell you is,
I used you. I used you.
yeah. What he's trying to say is 20 years later, he'd like an apology.
No,
Like an apology for it.
no. I want my dad to apologize to me to never teach me.
Oh, okay.
For buying you a Cavalier.
Yeah.
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 I wish that story said. Remember that when I had to blow out my Silverado when I was 18?
Yeah.
Or at least my Tacoma, or at least my Ranger. Anything that had a bed on it.
You remember us going golfing, and every time we went golfing for like a stretch of 2 months, we were in your Jeep and it rained on us. We always had the top off.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Then we come back and it was like pouring down rain. And
Yeah, we jumped out and put the top up, and then as soon as we got the top up, it quit raining.
Yep.
The other story I keep thinking about, or I'll think about periodically about your Jeep, was you had a real neat, somebody had cored out a baseball and used it for a gear shifter.
Oh, yeah. It was Rocky. It was Rocky's old Jeep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gear shift knob. And I got in your Jeep to drive it one day for something. I said, did I knock this off when I got in? You said, no, I took it off so I didn't have to get into a conversation about baseball that I couldn't handle. From somebody.
I don't know the first thing about baseball.
Yeah.
The Jeep came with it. So.
Yeah.
Or care for that matter.
Right. Yeah.
We did some. We've touched on that a couple times. One of our favorite activities was to drive around campus and look for unsuspecting people after it had been raining. Speaking of rain, that was a fun. Now we did that. I mean, we can admit to that.
We did do that. You did it. I mean, you dragged me around. I was in the passenger seat.
Yeah. See, that's what I keep getting confused because we were in the 4Runner. So what? I've been driving your 4Runner.
No, we were in the 4Runner. The one I remember was a Cavalier.
Oh, see, the one I remember was in the 4Runner.
Yeah.
So
Was the 4Runner was an accident.
Yeah.
Cavalier, you did it on purpose.
Well, we only tell this because I guess karma is a real thing. So Josh texts me several years later after allegedly people might have been walking on Dixie.
Indirect karma, because I was the recipient.
Yeah.
Karma of your bad karma.
Right. Like I've still not got it from mine, but on accident.
Close enough.
On accident, we never would have done it on purpose, but on accident a couple of times when people would be walking to class and it'd be puddles on Dixie. We accidentally would be talking like, so what happens when we get such in-depth conversation talking about stuff in, third world countries that, I was like, how can I get Josh's attention to get him away from Lucas? Okay, I'm going to go watch CNN for 6 hours straight and try to pick up a conversation so I can get my friend back.
I just want my friend back.
So we're
going to drive around campus.
So we're going to drive around campus talking about what's going on, and I still don't know the difference between Iraq and Iran. All these years later, and
he would blow through the stop sign so I couldn't get out. The car would not stop.
So we accidentally
This is my time.
look. You hit the ignition. You're like, hey, buddy, you want to go for a ride? Yep. Click.
I want my door unlocked. Don't worry about
Put
it.
your child locks on.
Don't worry about it.
You're not going in.
Yeah, we're here. We're here. Just accept it.
Be
So-
in the moment.
We might have. Talked to Lucas today. I haven't. You?
I know you have, but we're not talking about that right
Yeah.
now.
Can we just forget about the big headed dude for just a minute?
Just a few
This
minutes.
is our time, Josh. But no, we accidentally would just be looking into a conversation and then miss the mud puddle. By missing it, I'm like completely hitting it, and it might splash on pedestrians.
Possibly.
Some mud puddle's a stretch. I mean, there's not mud on the side of the road.
No, it's just water
Water.
puddle. Water puddle. Yeah, you're right. It was just water. It wasn't mud. Nobody got muddy. People got wet.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think a Cavalier would
But throw as
splash
much water as what it
that
will.
much water.
So you do remember the Cavalier.
And then you turn around, you look in your rear view, and there's somebody shooting you a bird. I'm like, what do we do to those people?
That was the first time.
Yeah.
So then Josh texts me years later. He's like, well, he's got some karma. Where were you? We were walking where?
I was walking down Dixie.
Oh, you were still in Cookville?
Yeah, I was still in Cookville walking. I think so.
Yeah, maybe.
Were you riding your bike around town maybe and got
Mm.
Like
I
you
was
just
I was walking.
out for a
'cause
run or something, maybe.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know
It's
where
not.
or what.
It
I
doesn't
was
have to
doing.
be that specific. I apologize. I really don't care.
You remember us running that night and we was running past the music building and you said, have you ever had bush for supper? And I said, what? And then you shoved me face first into that bush in
I
front
do
of the
remember
music.
that now. Tonight you do.
I said, what? Whack.
Sounded awful interesting to start with, didn't it?
Yeah. I thought, what?
What's this guy talking about?
Whack. And we went
That's
to
an odd question.
That's an odd. What an interesting question. I'm gonna dig more into this. Whack. You remember us going to the movies that night and that guy in the that guy in that little S10 that had the speed bags on it blew all the air out of it as you was walking past him and it made you so mad?
I don't know that I remember that one.
Well, I don't remember what we were going to watch. Maybe Texas Chainsaw Massacre or something. And as we were walking up the sidewalks, the little S10 had the speed bags on it and dumped his air valve all at once, and he went.
Yeah,
As you was walking past it.
that's because I had to watch a movie with dirty pants on.
All right. There's some good times.
It's all right.
Good times in Old Cookville. You remember we went and rode bicycles over at the, we got mountain bikes and we went over there to the intramural fields and we was riding over those little humps.
Yep.
And There's the hump. There's a way you could go across the humps that was smooth, but for whatever reason, I decided to miss the smooth part, and I went in between the gaps and went over my handlebars like I broke my bicycle in the first we hadn't been there 5 minutes, and I'd already broke my bicycle because I couldn't hit the right spot.
Yeah, but then we took them back and worked on them.
Yeah.
15 years later, you're still ain't hitting the right spot.
Yep. Still don't have a bicycle either. Still have that bicycle, but it still ain't right. What never right after that.
Mm.
I was too big for it.
Nowhere to ride bicycles. Now you have to get a mountain bike
To go back here.
Go back here in
Yeah.
this field and everything.
I'm more of a
Golly.
motorcycle type guy now. Something that's self-propelled.
That's like trucks.
Yeah.
I guess call me boring. But I just can't ride a motorcycle. Not talented enough. I'm too fat for a bicycle.
That I am. I am too. I'm that one.
So, what else did we do back in our young heathen days?
That's about it. That was all of it. That's all we need to cover.
Yeah.
That's all we need
The
to cover.
electric was always my favorite story.
Went to class,
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to class.
studied
Helped some women across the street.
Yeah.
You know, elderly ladies.
groceries, carried groceries.
Yeah. That's it.
There was one time me and a roommate that I had. It wasn't Josh. I don't think it was. Left my apartment and snuck over when people still was, depending on alarm clocks to go to class and such, and hit a breaker box.
Mm.
Josh frowned on me. I remember Josh saying, "Damn it, Dustin. Don't do that to people." It was me and probably, Lee Fogarty or somebody, We were like, man, what would be funny? Like, let's leave our apartment. Let's go to the apartment behind us.
And turn off the breaker.
Flip the breaker box and watch everybody freak out because they're not gonna know that the electric just didn't hit. So me and Lee Fogarty ran through the Phi Delt. We flipped the breaker box, ran through the Phi Delt volleyball court, and made a big stretch rack around Walnut. Run back in the apartment into Brianna's room, flip the blinds, and Lee's like, "Watch this." Then there was a guy who'd been playing PlayStation for 18 hours straight and pissed himself and everything else because he wouldn't get up because the memory card, and he's like, "I was on GTA," He was all mad because he lost all of his
Progress.
because memory card
Right.
and the power shot. So I just looking back at it now, I used to tell Lee, I was like, you imagine how many people we made late for class, late for work because we probably ruined lives. People probably got fired because that was their third strike. They'd been late for work twice in their 90-day period.
That's what I was thinking. They're probably fired. People fired.
Josh, you say, I
I
don't
don't
know.
think
Like,
they were that close to the edge. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
They deserve it.
It was going to happen.
They deserve
Mother
it.
Nature was going to knock at that box eventually anyway. So Josh, I just remember Josh would be like, "Why'd you do that? Why would you do that? It's a stupid idea.
He said,
Stop doing that."
you and Lee should quit hanging out.
Yeah, and
He's
we
a
did.
bad influence.
And we did. I stopped hanging out with Lee.
He's a bad influence.
Or maybe it was Rob Paxson. Maybe it was that guy. Maybe it was that guy I was throwing breaker boxes that way.
he was too tall. He got caught.
He couldn't have ran that. He couldn't have ran that back to the apartment that much. His knees were bad. So it wouldn't. It was not Josh. Josh reprimanded me for doing it.
Yeah.
For sure. There's the Indians we talked about last night. That was always a good time. That was a weird time because people were not being nice to Indian descent people, even though they had nothing to do with 9/11.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that though? Like,
Oh, yeah.
people that looked like them really were getting,
Oh, yeah. All over the place.
and those got to be like indirect. Josh didn't live with me that first year we met, but he was there at the apartment a lot, and those dudes were.
They're pretty cool.
They really were.
Yeah.
I love it. Brahmaji, Danish, Proveen, Jay. And I don't remember the tall one. Remember they had the tall one who was super nice?
Yeah, I don't remember his name.
I called him Samaki Walker, who was a starting power forward for the Lakers that year. Because he was like 6, what do you think, 6'5"?
No, he's pretty tall.
He was tall. But Brahmaji was they were all pretty good sized guys though, really, height wise. I don't know why I'm saying that with surprise, like they're Guatemalans or something. You know what I mean? I don't know. Indians can't be tall. But that one was like extremely taller than everybody else. He wasn't there for long.
Yeah.
Was he?
No, they had kind of a core group and then moved people in and out.
Yeah. They had like a 3 that were always there. Like I think Danish and Brahmaji never. They were always the core two, right?
Yeah.
Then Jay or Praveen were the other one. Praveen was the one you don't mess with, like we talked about last night.
Crazy guy.
We used to kind of pull pranks on these guys as friendly jokes. Praveen wasn't all about that life.
Wasn't one to be messed with.
I was terrified of Praveen.
Yeah, he was a pretty terrifying guy.
He was.
And a mean mug that'd take you down.
For Brahmaji, a lot of pranks pulled on those guys back then. Indian crawl, the army crawl up to his.
But they came to parties and had a good time.
He said, Dustin, what is that large silver container? It's a keg. I want to drink the keg.
It's not about the container. It's about what's inside it.
Yeah. Don't worry about the container. It's the contents that you need to be familiarized.
That's when that girl that I grew up with had been kind of just messing with Brahmaji at the time. Not messing with, like she just looking like go on, joke around, cut up with him. Hey, like your friend. We'll call her Leslie. We're going to call her Leslie for story purposes. Dustin.
This is also the one that doesn't like you anymore.
Yeah, yeah. The girl that hates me, so I should say her real name.
Yeah.
Tell her how she almost made us Indian commit suicide for teasing him. It's a joke. He didn't. I don't think. She said, Dustin, your friend Leslie is a beautiful girl. I said, yeah, maybe outside.
She's got a black heart on the inside.
No, I'm kidding. But I said, yeah, she's all right, man. I really like your friend Leslie. She's very beautiful. Maybe I would marry her. No, he didn't say that. So at the party, like she keeps on, and he's like, she comes up, she's like, all right, enough's enough. Like, we all been joking around with your friend, but he's like, he keeps putting his arm around me. And he just keeps, it's too much. I was like, all right, Brahmaji, it's enough. Like Leslie's
She's had enough.
Leslie's over the fun.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Pussy. I was like, you can't call me that. I taught you that word.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, he's calling me that.
Over and over again.
It then catches fire, and like the whole party's going, pussy, pussy. He like chanting it back to him. I'm like, well, how does this happen in my own apartment?
That was like 3 hours after the Cavalier car tire changing story.
It was the same party, wasn't it?
It feels like it now. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was the same night. I mean, they're all kind of rolled together, but I did, man. And what was funny about that story is about him liking her so much. The week of your wedding, I ran into Danish at the fitness center.
I think you told me that, yeah.
And he, first thing he said, my goodness, Dustin, you have put on weight. In 2009, I was not big.
Right.
I could look back at your wedding pictures. I was in pretty good shape in 2009. Can you imagine if he saw a 2020 version? Oh my God.
Are you dying, Dustin?
Do you have diabetes? Oh my goodness. Put down the candy bar. But if you want snacks, I own a convenience store. My family, we own 72 gas stations. We know your friend Sashin.
Yeah.
I gotta read something about that from last week. But I was like, man, how's Baraji doing? Now he lives in one of them lived in Dallas and the other lived in Seattle. I can't remember.
Wow.
Like Danish didn't, but like the other guys, one moved to Dallas and one was living in Seattle. I was like, here's my cell phone number. Give it to Brahmaji. I'd love to talk to him. So at your rehearsal dinner, when I was decked out in redneck gear, a number of calls, and it was whatever city, Dallas, Seattle, whichever one it was. I knew it. Who? Hello, Dustin, my friend. How are you doing? Good, man. I'm up here at Josh. Remember Josh? I'm up here at his rehearsal dinner. He's getting married tomorrow. Oh, give him my well wishes. Tell him congratulations from Brahmaji. How is Leslie doing? Great. She's great, Brahmaji.
She's great. Wondering where you're at.
She's happy you're living in Dallas and no longer stalking her apartment.
Happy for you.
Yeah.
So, what else you want to talk about? Why do you always lead the show? And today you're just looking at me like we're...
Well, you had a list. I
Not
thought.
really, and I can't read one of the lines. Looks like I have... looks like I wrote stealing down. We never stole anything, so I don't really think that's what that word is. It looks just like I wrote stealing.
You kept looking down like you were getting ready to do something else, so I didn't know what.
I wrote down puddles, Indians, electric, flat tire, and it looks like stealing. We never stole anything.
I said, did we steal anything?
No. We didn't steal anything. It's one thing, my morals are crap, but I don't believe in stealing.
Right? Yeah.
I don't have the best moral fiber, but I won't steal from you.
No, this pause isn't. This pause isn't about that. I was trying to think if there was anything else we haven't covered over the weekend.
I mean, it's just it's reality. I mean, it's just reality that we're all
old.
Yeah.
I mean, first thing you said, Lucas said to Josh, and I just thought, well, I wasn't gonna say it. Well, got a lot of gray in that beard. That's the first thing he said to him. Hey,
Yeah,
man, you're looking good. Got a lot of gray in your beard.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
like, damn,
time.
he went there for 10 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just glad it wasn't just me.
We all got it.
That's
Yeah.
what time and kids will do for you.
I think that's the truth.
Yeah.
The girl who cuts my hair, I probably said this before. The girl who cuts my hair, the last time she's cutting it, I was looking in the mirror and I saw like a patch of gray hair sticking out there. I said, "Holy crap! Do you see this? Do you see this gray hair in my actually hair and not just my sideburn?" She goes, "Oh, honey, you've had that for a long time." She said, "I just don't bring it up." I thought,
But now you did.
"Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, shoot, it's just, it's crazy to look back at how time, I mean, that was
Oh,
15, 17 years ago we're talking about it. Don't feel like it.
Nah,
17 years ago, It's crazy. It's just,
18 for you two."
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The 1 year I got to enjoy. Yeah, y'all always had them. I'm like, I don't know, man. I always kind of did my own thing because y'all had that revolving door of neighbors,
Oh yeah.
like or friends that lived. Like you always had a third spot in your apartment. I'm like,
Mhm.
where do you find these people at?
Just wherever. You know,
know?
I just lure them in from surrounding apartments. Everybody's like, there was a group of like 5 apartments there, and like when everybody else's roommates would leave, I would have an open spot and be like,
come on in.
"Come
Yeah.
on in."
You had the one guy that rolled 85 tobacco cigarettes at one time.
Oh yeah,
That lived with you till
and then
like
smoked them all that day.
you had a revolving door over
Yeah.
there. You had the one guy looked like the wrestler Rick Steiner. What was it, Jason?
Yeah, Jason. Well, Jason was the cigarettes guy.
What was the other guy?
Uh,
He did like vending machines or something, didn't
I
No?
went
What was it?
blank on his
he? There
name.
was 3 of those
I can't
guys.
remember his name.
You had the guy that had the black goatee, right? He was the one I'm talking about. Then you had the little skinny redneck that done the vending machines, right?
I cannot think of his name.
I can see him.
Yeah,
I can see him. I can't think of his name.
he lived there when you did it for a while too, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh man,
I'll just go close.
he was your neighbor actually. He was originally your neighbor
I never talked to him.
on the apartment. What were you, 11?
Yeah.
He was 12. He was in apartment 12, and
I didn't remember that. Which direction would that have been?
towards the road.
Okay, because the meth people were on the other side.
Right.
Yeah.
He
One
lived.
opposite of the
Yeah.
aluminum foil.
Yeah, he lived over there. Chucky lived with us.
Chuck
I cannot think of the other guy's name for the life of
was
me.
Luke. No,
No, not Luke. Luke lived in the apartment 5 beside of me.
who was that?
That was the vending machines guy. Luke was the vending
Okay,
machines guy. He
I
didn't
didn't
live with
remember.
me.
Was
Yeah.
it Brandon?
Brandon was the
Brandon.
bulldog looking guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
There they are.
Yeah.
Did I just think I was better
He
than
was a
people? 'Cause I
neighbor.
never related myself to those guys like you did. You guys did. Y'all really gravitated to those guys, and I was like, they're over there. Nah, I'm just gonna go back to the apartment.
I don't know.
Why was I like
We're just
that?
more outgoing than you are.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit.
As I've heard both of you talk about how introverted you are all weekend. And I was supposed to be. And we couldn't leave town because I was talking to me people last night. But boy, I wasn't messing with Brandon and Luke. I sure wasn't.
It was probably an interests thing.
Yeah, I didn't have them. Didn't
Right.
share them. Yeah,
Yeah, they were engineering majors too when we were.
yeah. That's the thing.
Yeah. Well, so was your neighbor that moved in with me. Well, I wished I could think of his name. I want to call him Jacob, but I know that's not right.
My neighbor.
Yeah, your neighbor that moved in with me. I was trying to think of what his name was. Jeremy. His name was Jeremy.
I don't know that I remember him.
He was the tall, skinny guy that drove the green Mustang for a little while. Then he had that old beat up camouflaged F-150 truck, the old 70s model F-150 truck.
Hmm.
He was I think you lived there when Jeremy lived there, but it may have just been Jason after Jason moved in with me.
You know which roommates of yours I like? Chucky.
Jason, you like Jason?
By default,
Yeah.
because I was there so much. No, he was fine. I did like Jason. He was
Yeah.
fine. I liked him. My favorite part of Jason was when he was mean to you.
Yeah.
That was my favorite part of being Jason.
Yeah.
I don't think I liked Jason that good until he was mean to you.
Right.
When he dogged and roasted you, I was like, I can get on board with you.
Yeah.
You're I like you.
He was so good at it too. Like the way he would do
He
it.
burned you good.
Oh, he would like roast me to the ground.
It was very dry, monotone, but the delivery was perfect.
He was absolutely beautiful, and he would do it every day. And it would just snap you back to reality a lot of times. You know,
He's a pretty funny dude.
he's so funny.
He was funny.
I lived with him for a long time. I lived with him for like 7 years.
James, you had James up
6
there
years,
like a. I mean, poor old James was like
6 months.
Indentured servant in that bedroom.
Yeah, 6 months. You'd see him once every 6 months, and then he'd come out and be like, "Oh shit, you still live here? That's right. I was getting your check for rent. That's right."
MSN Messenger crash or something.
Why are you out?
Yahoo Messenger crash. You're here.
I had
Cordless phone go dead.
I had to wash my clothes. Oh, okay.
Glad to see you.
Yeah, good to see you. Wow, that's me, Josh, Jason, Jeremy, Chucky, James.
Yeah, you're the white version of an Indian right now.
I am.
Yeah, man.
We all lived in that
You
apartment.
should have just piled on there in sleeping bags, and you could have saved a lot of rent over the years.
Yeah.
like those guys did.
Chucky's mother was there for a week at one point.
Wow. You those Indians owned the only possessions those guys had were 5 sleeping bags,
Mhm.
75 flip flops, and a colony of cockroaches. That was their 3 possessions,
Yeah, there wasn't much in that apartment.
and a cabinet full of curry.
Oof.
First time I ever walked in that apartment, being cool with Brahmanji, I walked in, sit on the couch and everything. I got back to the apartment, Brianna said, "Burn your clothes, burn them, take them off, burn them. You stink. Take a shower. Take a shower for the rest of the day. Just stay there and watch.
Forever wash.
Yeah,
Right out.
just don't come out. I don't care if our water bill's $300 this month. Just don't. Just keep. You know the videos where the people have their eyes closed under the faucet and they're shampoo and they do that and they get it rinsed out, the smells, put shampoo back on them, and they never stop. That's what I should have done.
Yeah.
Realistically, after leaving Brahmaji's apartment, we had cockroaches for a year
After they left.
after because they
Come through the walls.
They come through the walls.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't stay
mean,
where they're.
Probably had nothing to do with the 95 natural light cans. It would be resin
laying around.
laying around on Friday mornings sometimes because people would crash our apartment.
I just imagine the Indians were in their apartment thinking, those guys have got all these cockroaches in there.
I bet they're blaming this shit on us.
We did not have these.
It was nice and clean before these crazy bastards moved in.
I just when the Upside Down Bandit hit, I've never laughed so hard in my life than flipping over realistically in and out in 10 minutes because
And flipping everything over in 10 minutes.
At that time there was a couple Upside Down Bandits running on Walnut. whether they would hit an apartment or a fraternity house or whatever.
Did they leave notes?
I don't know. I would have to check with them. We'd have to check with them to see about the notes. Flipping a couch and a love seat is a 30-second job. Flipping over 75 pairs of flip flops. That's when you take your job serious. When
You gotta get every one of them.
when everything is going to be upside down in the apartment. Oh, you missed one.
Yeah.
Get that. Yeah, get that one. Get the brown one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Flip it over. Then just the pure disgust
The look on the face.
when I thought Provine was going to murder my friend,
Yeah.
the
Upside Down Bandit.
I think his name was
Smosh.
I think it was like Brian Morgan or something. I don't remember who that guy was. So
But it wasn't Lee.
Lee was baptized not long after that. After he went through baptism after feeling so bad for making the guy across the street lose his job because he flipped the breaker. I never hung out with Lee Fogarty. That was a lie. It wasn't Lee Fogarty. If everybody didn't pick up on that, it
I
wasn't
think they
Josh.
got it.
Yeah,
I
it wasn't
think
Lee
they-
Fogarty.
I think they got it.
I just don't want Lee Fogarty to Facebook message me after he hears this podcast because he's still friends with Josh and saying, hey man, that's not true. That's slander on your podcast.
Uh-huh.
We never actually flipped any boxes.
Yeah.
That was you and Matt Pillow. And I don't want Brian Morgan to say, "Hey man, what's up? Yeah, man, I didn't ever mess with any Indians, so let's cut that out right now." I don't see. You ever talk to any of those guys?
No.
Is Hastings?
Yeah.
Do you still talk to Hastings, or have you talked to him recently?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I see Hastings at least once a year.
Really?
You know, we used to live 5 minutes from each other.
Right,
when I lived
in Nashville.
but we never saw each other.
Ain't that the way it go?
Yeah, work was busy,
Mhm.
both of us, and kids. And that, so.
Is he the only one that you still keep up with? What about JD? Has anybody seen JD in years?
Man, we just talked about him yesterday. I would love to see JD.
Yeah.
outside of Choate, you know,
Right.
occasionally Victor.
Right.
I like
Just a
Victor.
random text or something here or there. So.
I like Victor. JD, I randomly saw in 2012 on Demumbrian at the Tin Roof.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Church and Alan Jackson did a free concert. And I heard, DK? DK? Turn around. I'm like, oh my God. I hadn't seen him in, gosh, that was 12. I probably hadn't seen him in
5 or 6 years.
at least. At least.
Last time I saw him, he had graduated, and it had been a year or two, possibly 2, and he'd come back in for. I guess didn't y'all have where the alumni came back, alumni weekend or something like that?
Yeah.
In the fraternity, he must have come back for that, but that was so many years ago. He'd been down at his electrical engineering firm, or his dad's electrical engineering firm, or whatever, and just been working. Hadn't done anything, hadn't seen anybody, hadn't done anything. It was just he just slid back in.
Yeah.
One evening, or for the weekend, or whatever it was.
I was telling Josh, I've never seen a guy more Dr. Jekyll and Mrs. Hyde than JD.
Oh, that's for
like
sure.
most introverted, polite,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Work out like a banshee too. Like whenever you took him to the gym, whenever he went
I've
to the
never
gym.
seen him work out.
Me and him and Ben went to the gym, and there was no nonsense in him in the gym. There was just, I mean, absolutely banging and clanging from the time he come in
I
till
can't
the time
even
he left.
envision him picking up a weight. Can you?
No.
Slinging weights the entire
Are you
time
sure?
we were in.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
I could see Carl Alexander. Carl was pretty jacked at one time. Like when I met Carl was pretty put together. I can't see JD in a weight room whatsoever.
me, him, and Ben went to the weight room, and he just, I mean, the entire time was wide open in there. Best workout I'd ever seen anybody get in my entire
I
life.
don't believe that.
Never saw him come in and do it again. But that one time, he would just absolutely beat the crap out of the weights while he's in there.
Sounds like you got it all done then.
He did.
He's like,
Got
yeah.
every bit done that one time.
That's a lot. I don't
Yeah.
think I'm coming back. You know.
Yeah.
But he would just be like, he would flip that switch, man. He'd be like, you know, you see him sober. What's up, DK? How you doing, buddy? Come over watch the Laker game with me tonight. And then, you know, that night, DK, DK. Then I ain't gonna say what the other thing we were saying yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, probably leave that language on the back road. But yeah, I love that guy though.
Yeah.
Loved him. He was so rude that night. He was so rude when I saw him at the concert though. He just like, I'm like, we're still I ain't seen him in 5 years, and this is what we're gonna talk. You know, but I loved it. I love that dude. He's one of my favorites.
Yeah. Good guy.
There's a lot of Brian Morgan. Speaking of, we're not friends on Facebook. We don't keep up. You know, we just never clicked a lot of times. We just don't click with some people. It's normal. But you know, he messaged me a few years ago when Shooter's manager John, when he dated Mary Spar, and we had on here Brian. You know, me and Mary had shared the post, I guess, where we interviewed her.
Mm-hmm.
And Brian messaged me. He's like, "Hey, I went to high school with her, or I know her from my hometown, or whatever. A small world, you know." It's the last time I heard from him. You know, we sent a few messages back and forth, but I forgot about that until we jokingly brought up his name. But I don't know. That was a good time. Just a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's just funny to see how much campus has changed. And
Oh my God! All those big buildings. I talked to Kara. That one very large building in the old parking lot is apparently going to be the new engineering facilities. Apparently taking everybody into one building. It's why that building's so big.
Makes sense.
And then there's possibly another math building coming. Maybe one of those other ones are.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to tear some of those old buildings down and make some parking, but that has got to be the worst parking situation of any
I've never
university
I
I've ever
couldn't
seen.
Like the parking was terrible
15 years ago, it was horrible.
And all the spots that I knew were parking spots are now filled in with.
A new building, or construction equipment waiting. Or, you know what was the weirdest to me was all of the stuff that they tore up all the asphalt and planted grass in. There's so many like little parking spots like that you might find a spot in. This is just a park now. I don't know why they did that. I don't know.
What's your favorite thing looking back? What's some things that stands out about your time in Cookeville?
Leaving.
Like no, I mean like Cookeville's grown so much.
Not coming back.
Like you see it now though, like what it was when we moved there in 02 to how it's blown up. Like it's just a whole different place. But because I think about you, I think about like Hollywood Video for sure.
Yeah.
You know, just little
But
things like
That's a firehouse sub.
Isn't that wild that Hollywood Video was the place to be there for a while? Like on a weekend, there would be so many people in there getting videos, or throughout the week.
Yeah.
It's not even a thing now.
Almost overnight.
It's
almost
gone.
overnight. Blockbuster, Hollywood, all that. Just
Everything. It's video stores. There's one video store in Lafayette. Other than that, they're not even a thing
I
anymore.
saw that the other day. I made mention to Lindsay. I was like, how is that still open?
I have no idea. There's just enough people in this little area to keep it in the black. Is the only thing.
You know, we were talking about this the other night. Me and Alyssa were wanting to watch a movie.
Uh-huh.
With Netflix and Hulu and all this stuff. You can get so much free stuff now
Yeah.
that it well, I say free. I mean, you pay the subscription, but for what you get to watch, it's basically free per viewing.
Mhm.
Anyways, we wanted to watch like the new Tomb Raider or something,
Uh-huh.
and I pulled it up, and it wasn't free on any of the services that
Right.
we have, so it was like $3.99 to rent it. And I was sitting there, I was like, man, I don't want to pay $3.99. Alyssa's, she's very conservative money too. She was like, no, I don't really. She's like, but I really like to see it. And I was like, I would too. And I'd like to watch a new movie. And I was like, this is stupid. People used to leave their homes, drive up to the video store, pay like $6 for a new movie that you had to then drive back and take it back within 2 days.
Yeah.
And we're complaining about paying $3.99 like once
Yeah.
when all I've watched is Disney for the last, 7 years.
Yeah.
Since I had kids.
And you've got 48 hours to watch it still. You got $3.99. You got 48 hours to watch it. You don't have to drive anywhere. And I still don't want to do it.
And none of it requires me getting off the couch. They already have my card number.
Yeah.
All I have to do
I'll
is
have
push
to-
this button twice and I'm watching a movie, So, I mean.
I don't know. I don't get it. Even at $20.
With a much better picture than I would have got.
Oh, yeah. Even at $20, that's the thing. They put out those early access movies now. At $20, that's still cheaper than what you can go. You can't go watch a new movie for $20.
Yeah.
When we first moved to Cookeville, I think it was gone. No, when I used to go in high school, stay with Brianna some. They had a dollar theater over on Dixie. I think it was gone by the time we'd gotten there.
Yeah.
It's turned into something else now, but it's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
Dollar, So it's just changed. I just wonder what your thoughts were on Cookeville. Just every time you come in now and you see.
Well, when you say every time, I haven't been here.
Two-
Yesterday was the first time I've driven through Cookeville, and I can't tell you. I mean,
Oh yeah, because we met in Knoxville. So
Yeah.
yeah.
it's been a long time since I've been.
I'm there every day, and
Yeah.
I'm still but I go in the back way from work. Like we were talking about yesterday when Lucas asked why I don't go the interstate to work. I just go in the back way from the grade, but when I actually go in town, just the rare occasions where I'll go to Walmart or something after work, I was like, there's something new every time. Every time I'm there, like the road is out all the way wrapped around Chick-fil-A, like we always talk about here. Starbucks is wrapped in the road. But there's stores like popping up on every corner.
Mhm.
I miss old Cookeville a little. I mean, I'm not from Cookeville, so it don't bother me as bad. But like,
Yeah, but the people that drive around with having Cookeville native on their thing, we've been there longer than they have. Been in and out of there longer than they have.
some,
Yeah,
yeah,
17, 18 years now. We're kind of natives.
I think it was interesting just driving around and all the stuff that used to be there.
That's
Most of it's either still there, some of it's gone, but like LTAP and the Hollywood Video Building and even campus where all the old buildings are still there, but then these new monstrosities have popped up. So it's like the old mixed with the brand new, and I don't know, it's just interesting.
those new buildings are so big. Every one of them are just so big.
I feel like
Like you wouldn't even thought there was that much room there. And
Right.
Look at the building, and like, man, I used to walk across all of that.
Yeah.
like I said, I don't know where they park at.
Oh, yeah.
They Uber into class now.
There's all those
I mean-
bus stops. I don't know where. I don't know if there's parking. We drove past like 6 bus stops. I don't know if there's parking off campus that they've bought somewhere that a bus runs through or what it is, but I don't know where people are coming from. I don't know.
I failed you guys. I didn't have the coffee table. That's the only thing we were missing this weekend.
Is that still around?
I threw it away finally.
Good.
Good.
It needed
Yeah.
to be.
Yeah. It just didn't have any room.
Yeah.
I didn't have any room for it.
Some
any
things
longer.
need
Surprised
to.
it never broke.
Yeah, some things need
How?
to pass on.
Like if you whoever made that,
It's a craftsman.
they're craftsmen.
Yeah.
Like that thing held.
I sat on the stool one time and it got shaky. That table held like 8 people and
And-
never broke.
and
Never
you're-
even got rickety.
Full-grown men.
Yeah, never even got rickety.
I'm talking Lucas Hickman, Brent Duffer size men. 6'5"
Uh-huh.
and 6'3". I mean
Full grown guys standing on the table. Never.
JD 6'5".
Yeah.
Whatever he was, 6'4".
Yep.
They were. And then you sprinkle in like your cucumbers and Brads and AJ's. There
Sprinkle.
like the original Mackies here.
Well, you got to fill in those holes that we create.
It's like when you're taking a picture, you need the short guys in the front.
Yeah.
Hey guys, get down here. Get in the front here. But it was crazy that we all stand. I mean, literally 6 of us on that, at least 6.
Yeah.
That second year of college turned into a real sausage fest. That first year seemed fun. It seemed real fun. We'd always when we had the fraternity guys hanging out with us, we'd always interchange with sororities, and that coffee table went from like hosting girls dancing and to
Sometime around 2003, guys started pushing the girls off, saying, "Get out! I got this.
No,
I got this."
I remember 50 Cent being huge our first year of college, and that in the club and like stuff like that was real popular. I just remember vaguely girls you didn't really know, they would just pop into parties and they'd be dancing. I'm not talking like people hearing that's probably thinking I'm talking.
Yeah, they're not stripping
They're
or
not
anything.
stripping or anything like that, just dancing like
Uh-huh.
you would be.
Yeah.
Then like the next year, I'm like, how did my life get this sausage fested up in 1 year? we went from 3 or 4 girls dancing on a table to Clint Fraley doing the Fraley shuffle, and you got JD and Brent. Why?
Well, that first apartment was basically on campus.
It was on campus, yeah.
That makes a big difference.
Yeah.
I'd have to imagine.
But there was always, it wasn't just all guys at the apartment that second year. There was plenty of guys and girl ratio was fairly split. They just didn't dance on the coffee table at 2 a.m. They went somewhere else, and we just didn't go. We weren't
Anywhere.
going. We weren't going out as much then. We were, I guess, but we stayed in a lot at that apartment. Probably was fun.
Well, you got to get home at about 5. Need to be home around 5.
Yep.
You got a long drive ahead of you.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming in. Good to see you.
Yeah. Good to see y'all. Thanks for having me on.
See
Thanks
you in a
for-
minute. You're actually in my truck,
Yeah, I can't
So-
go anywhere without him.
so I'm not gonna go. I didn't fix it like that,
Then fix it like what?
or you had to be with me.
Yeah, you kind of did, probably.
I mean, I said, should I drive my car?
He said, no,
I got
no.
It don't make any sense.
You're not
You got to come back.
You got to drive right back this way. Seriously, I'm not. I'm not gonna high five you because I'm still got a few minutes with you.
Oh, I got you.
So I'm pretty comfortable over here right now.
Seems upset.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm tired. I don't stay up. My wife does all the stuff with the kids at night.
The staying up late, getting up.
The diaper changes and the milk. I'm good for one every now and then. A couple 2 to 3 4 times a week. I'll get up and fix a sippy. But right other than that, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Tired.
Same here.
I'm gonna go to bed about 7:30 tonight, probably.
Yeah, me too.
I'm probably going to take a nap today, realistically, so that I can go to bed on time tonight.
I do want to say before we. I do want to get the plug in for the music festival. Tickets are on sale.
Go ahead and tell everybody who's helping you, too.
Yeah, October 10th. 10 to start date, 2 p.m. for the North Springs Music Festival. Right now we have Rye Davis. Of course, Rye was at the last 2 concerts. He was the headliner of the November 19th show and then opened for Justin Wells in December next month. Brandon Martin is a friend of Rye's. He's opened for Still Woods, David Allen Coe.
Good.
Confederate
Look
Road.
him up on YouTube. He's really good.
Yeah, Warm Glass of Whiskey is the song that Brandy, Rye's wife, sent me to listen to. So I'm really getting into him a little bit. Brother Rains will be there. Vanessa Rogers. Of course, everybody knows Chris and Brad from everything, So they're always a good time. I went and seen them up in Livingston a few weeks ago. Vanessa Rogers, she's a Jamestown girl, so she's somewhat local, but she plays all the Broadway bars. I see her at Rippies and Tootsies a lot. Matt Mayberry joined to be part of it. The local aspect of Matt joining us, and then Mike DeMezin, Stephen Dow. Stephen just had a baby And so I told Jace Fraley, I said, there's no excuse. I said, the Fraley family always likes to show, get the love, you know, because they travel 20, 30 deep. It's a little exaggeration, but not much. I got all their bunch, Rye Davis, DeMeza, and then, you know, Vanessa. They know Vanessa too. So I said, there's no excuse really for y'all not to buy 25 tickets to this thing. Realistically, Jace's baby's born close to the date though.
Yeah.
It's the only hang up. But anyway, sponsors so far. There are sponsorship options available if you have a business and you like to come set up a billboard, poster, banner, flag, whatever. We got Making Collision. Brandon Gregory joined us yesterday. JB's Barbecue will be on site as a food and drink vendor. They're helping sponsor. And then Johnson Auto Parts, Lisa Fox, as always, treats me very well. Her and her son Travis is a regular listener, friend of the show. So that's our first 3 sponsors. Those guys are always so good to me and helping out with, because it ain't cheap. You get to talking about lining up 6 or 7 musicians, and I'm going to have porta potties out there in the stage. Mayor Randy Hetty, Jordan Hunter, Chamber of Commerce have been nice enough to grant me permission to use the stage for Polk Salad Festival. So we'll bring that down. It's going to be on our family farm, 5779 Jennings Creek Highway. I said yesterday, bring your camping chairs. Coolers are welcome. Common sense is required.
Right.
Don't get down here. This year has sucked enough.
Yeah,
2020 has sucked the soul out of us with COVID. Don't come down here and be a redneck. Don't be fighting. Let's just all have a lot of peace and love, good music, good food, and
Good
just
time.
hang out. I'm gonna have Lucas down there in his jiu-jitsu gear, putting people
Being
in
a white gi, you're gonna get a rear naked choke,
Yeah,
leg
No,
locks,
we don't play.
arm bars.
We don't play. We got kicked out of school for.
We wouldn't go to recess.
Lucas ain't playing. I'm gonna say Lucas, the guy in the overalls. Take him down. I'm tired of this crap.
I want to double leg you, take your arm, break it, choke you out, put you to sleep.
And he will.
I'll do it.
Tickets, Eventbrite.com. You can go to, there's an official North Springs Music Festival page on Facebook. You can go to my Facebook and find the link, or Eventbrite.com, search North Springs Music Festival. Tickets $25, $30 day of event. So get them now, get them early. That way I can know what budget I'm working with. Because I'm poor. I'm a poor man putting on music. So get in there. Let's have some fun.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next week.